Hello and welcome back. In this video, we shall consider a basic C program to add, subtract, multiply and divide two numbers, rather two integers we will consider, and we shall also consider what are different data types and how they will be used in C programming. So here we have the flowchart for our program. So first I have to say start, then read the number 1 n1 and read number 2 n2. Then we have to do this processing. So here what we have is sum is equal to n1 plus n2, difference is equal to n1 minus n2, multiplication is n1 star n2, division is n1 slash n2. Then we have to print the results and then stop. Now we will type this same program in the VS Code. Now we will see this same program in the VS Code. So I have to first include the libraries. So hash include stdio.h. Then we have int main. Then from here our program will start. Remember, this basic structure will be same for most of the programs. Some extra libraries may be required in other programs, which we will see later on. So here first of all we need the two numbers. We will call them as integer. Now what is this integer? It is data type. I will explain it in our later discussion of this video. So this is n1 comma n2. Then we need other variables, that is sum, then say difference, then I will call it as diff for difference. Then for multiplication I will call it as mult, and for division I will call it as div. Then say I will take this n1, I will directly assign these values here. n1 is equal to say 10, then we have to give a semicolon here. Then say n2 is equal to, I will call it as a 5, then semicolon. Then we have to find out sum. So what will be sum? Sum will be equal to n1 plus n2. Then difference is equal to n1 minus n2. Then we have multiplication is equal to n1 then star n2, and division is equal to n1 slash n2. So these are the calculations. Now we have to print these things here in the output. So for this purpose I will write down a printf statement, and here in the printf statement we have to we can print anything, as we have seen that hello world we have printed now, but here we are using this variables in integer form, int. So therefore in this case what happened, we have to write down their values here, and for that purpose we need %d in case of integers. So here say I will write here that number 1, that is n1 in our case. Now remember, here I will give here a backslash n, then I will give it as a backslash t. Backslash n goes to a new line, backslash t means goes to a new tab. That means what? Backslash n, it will just put a enter, that means it will go to the new line, and backslash t, it will put some space there between the characters which are typed there. So tab will means what? It will place a space equal to tab. So we have this, then we need what? n1, I will call it as n1 is equal to, now I want to print its value here. So what I have to do is I have to write down here %d. Now since we have here variable is integer, therefore we have to write it as a %d, and then I will put its value, that is nothing but what? n1. So it will print this value here. Okay, similarly I have to print this n2. So for that purpose I will just copy this and I will just replace here, instead of n1 I will put what, n2, and similarly I will put here n2. Then we have to print the sum and all those things. So I will just again copy paste it here. Say I have to print sum. So I will just replace this n1 by sum, and here I have to replace this n1 by sum. Then we have next is what, we have to print the difference. So I will just print it, printf, then backslash n backslash t, then difference is equal to percentage d again, because it's integer again. Okay, all are integer here, so we have to put in a percentage d only in all this. Then we have diff, then we need a multiplication. So for multiplication I will just replace this mult, and here I have to print mult. So I am just copy pasting this to save some typing, and here we have to replace this by division. So that's all. It has printed all these numbers as well as what their sum, differences, etc. Then we have to say return 0 here. Okay, so this program is typed now. Now we have to save this. You can just simply press Ctrl S, or you can go to file and then save it from here, or you can simply press the Ctrl plus S button. Now we have to run this. We can run this program by pressing Ctrl Alt N, or by simply pressing this button. So I will just press this button. Now this will run this program. Yeah, see here it gives the output here. The output says what, n1 is equal to 10, n2 is equal to 5. Then we have sum of this n1 plus n2, that is 10 plus 5 is 15. It is printed here. The difference is equal to 10 minus 5, that is 5. Then multiplication is 10 multiplied by 5, that will be nothing but what, 50. And division is 10 divided by 5, so it is 2. So all these things are printed in a correct way over here. Now how this program is executed, I will just explain this by drawing some spaces. That means what, how these variables are assigned. I will just copy this program and I will explain this in OneNote. So I will just paste this program over here. Now the font is very small here. I will just increase this font, Control A, then I will increase this font to say higher font. Yes. So yes. So this is the program. Now here what will happen, whenever we say here int here, then int means what, it is integer. So it will assign this n1 some space there. Okay. Now here in our program we say that n is n1, and here we say that n1 is equal to what, 10. So it will put here 10 in this box. Then n2 we say, so n2 it will assign some space here, and then we put n2 is equal to 5 here, so it will just put 5 over here. Then we say sum, so again it will assign some space for sum. So sum is nothing but what, n1 plus n2. So it will just go to here n1, whatever is the value over there, that is 10, and plus n2, that is nothing but what, 5. So it will take these values from n1 and n2, and whatever is the sum of that, that will be stored here in sum variable. Then we say difference. So for difference, it will directly go to what? N1 and N2. So it will take values from there. N1 is 10 minus N2 is 5. So it will find out it as what? 5. Then multiplication. Again, there will be some storage assigned to this. Then it will go to N1 and multiplied by N2. That is means what? 10 multiplied by 5. So it will store what? 50 here. And then we have what? Division. So for division, again it will go to 10 and 5. So 10 divided by 5, n1 divided by n2. So it will print here what? 2. So all these things will be printed over there, which we have seen here in the VS Code as well. Okay. Now whenever we use int variable, whenever we have here integer, so integer means what? The numbers from 0, number including 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. And from here it will go to -1, -2 and then again -3 and so on in this direction. Okay. So the integers are nothing but what? Ideally, if we speak mathematically, it will go from -infinity to +infinity. -infinity to +infinity on both the sides. But this is nothing but what? Mathematical concept. For the computer, there is always some limited space depending upon 32-bit system or 64-bit system. You have some limited space over there, or you have these variables assigned there. So the minus side as well as plus side, they will have certain limitations. That means you can go up to certain values depending upon your computer system. Now whenever we use these types of variables, then in printf or scanf statement, scanf we have not considered in this program till now, but I will explain it in the later discussion. So for printf or scanf, we have to write here what? %d. Whenever we have what? This variable as what? Integer. So whenever we have this variable as integer, the other variables are nothing but what? Float. So float. So in this variable, say what happen? Sometimes or most of the time what we have is we don't have the integral values, say like 1, 2, 3, 4 or -1, -2, -3 or 0, like that. We have the values like fractions. Say we may have 5.2, we may have 3.1, we may have 10.11. So like that we can have some fractional values. So for storing these fractional values, what we have to use is float variables. Now whenever we use float variables in printf statement, we have to write what? %f. Now then we have another one more variable, that is nothing but what? Character. So for character, say it can store a single character, or also it can be modified later to store a string also. So character means what? It can store say A, B, capital A, capital B, like that. It can store any of these characters. Now whenever we use this in printf or scanf statement, we have to write it as what? %c. I will just write it properly. %c, we have small c, okay, %c. Now in some cases, for example, say value of e in mathematics or value of pi, like that, these values are nothing but what? It is having say a lot of digits actually. For example, pi is nothing but what? 3.14, and it will have so many values over there. Now in this case, they are float only. We can store them in float also, but to be more precise, if we are doing some scientific calculations or some mathematical calculations, then we need some more precise value of pi. In that case, we have the variable called as what? Double. So double gives more precise values as compared to float. So this float and double, they are same actually, but this will give more precise values because it will have more number of digits after decimal points, and also it can store more number of values also. That means what, bigger numbers also it can store. Now whenever we use this float, say double, we have to write it as what, in case of printf or scanf statement, we have to write it as what, percentage LF, long float, say we can say percentage LF. So these are nothing but what, different data types also I had explained. Yeah, I hope that you understand this program. If you have any difficulties in this program, you can ask me. In our later discussion, we shall see what is printf and scanf statements in our next coming videos over there. So I hope that you understand. If you have difficulties, you can comment, and do like, subscribe and share this video if they are useful for you. Thank you very much.